Alright, so I got some more Justice League figures. This time it's a little more random of assortment of figures. So I'll start with the least interesting one first. That would be Supergirl. Supergirl, stand up. If you could see, she is incredibly tiny. Let's get her cousin Superman, and we'll do a size comparison. So yeah, she's pretty tiny. And this is her costume from Superman the Animated Series, and her first couple appearances on Justice League Unlimited. She did change her costume. I think they either are releasing that new costume or have already done that, but I didn't get it, regardless. So, face is actually pretty good, especially for a figure this size. The nose might not be the best because you can't really see it that well, but the eyes, the eyebrows, the lips, the hair, really good. Now, I can't really say the same for the shirt, because if you could see, there is an outline where the the kind of Superman symbol should be, but it's painted kind of in there, like it didn't actually fill out where it was supposed to go. Now she's wearing this tiny little cape, which only goes about halfway down, as opposed to Superman's, which covers basically to his feet. Her feet, her legs don't have the best paint either. Like they the blue goes into her legs, and even that's cut short. So it kind of looks like her pants are riding up on her, which I'm sure can't be too comfortable while fighting supervillains. So articulation-wise, she's pretty good for a figure of this size. She moves pretty well around. She can't really move because of the cape. She can't move too well backwards. Her legs go up to there, up to there. They go backwards a little bit. Her head does not move. So yeah, that's Supergirl. I do like the figure, but she looks just a little odd. Her head's a little big for her body, and compared to other figures, she just is really small. Alright, so let's get Supergirl out of here and replace her with the next character I will be reviewing, The Flash. The Flash was probably one of my favorite things about Justice League and Justice League Unlimited. He was played by Michael Rosenbaum, who played Lex Luthor in Smallville, which another great performance. But he was just he was a really fun character, I think. And the figure is really cool. I do have multiple Flashes, but they're both pretty much the same. I think one, the foot is bent a little bit, and he can't stand up too well. That would be this one. Like, they go off in two separate directions, whereas this one's not so much, so I tend to use this one while displaying. Like Dr. Fate, he's got sort of a smaller frame, I guess you'd say. His body isn't as big, so he's not as bulky. The face is really nice. Like, it pretty much captures just the essence of the character, just a big goofy grin. Yeah, this is definitely one of the best sculpted figures. He looks just fantastic. The red is nice, the yellow is nice, it contrasts great. So he's got the standard articulation, arms go around, head moves around, but I don't like doing that because sometimes it loosens the head. Legs go up. Yeah, he's a very sturdy figure. Sometimes the joints will be loose or, you know, something like that. The only thing that I do have to complain about, unfortunately, is that the, you can't see this on the camera probably, but his body, his body is darker red than his arms and the rest of his body. Let me see if you could see that. You might be able to. Like, you could see that this here is darker than his arms and his head. But other than that, the paint is really good. Like, this is one of the few figures that has paint problems. Like, you could look all over this figure and you won't find any overlapping paint, anything really. So if you can find a Flash, pick him up. I think they release him in pretty much like almost every pack. So yeah, Flash is a great figure. Alright, now for the last figure of this review would be the Green Arrow. Another one of my favorite characters and one of my favorite figures. He had a great look to him in Justice League Unlimited, and I kind of wish he was used a little more, but oh well, what's done is done. So he's got another really great face. His mask is painted on. He's got, you know, the hat. There's some paint on his, there's some red paint for some reason on his hair, which doesn't make sense because there's no red paint on this figure anywhere. The face is a little messy, but it still looks good. And it's true to the character. Now, I got this in a, I believe it was a 3-pack with, you know what, it was it was a 3-pack with Supergirl and Captain Adam. Captain Adam. So that's kind of appropriate that I reviewed Supergirl along with him. He did not come with his bow and arrow like he would have if I got him in a single pack. He does have, you know, where he keeps his arrows. They're all in there. They're all painted the same color as the holder. Now he's got a very bizarre kind of thing about him. Like, his feet, like, one always has to be in front of the other, and he needs to be kind of hunched over and able to stand up straight, or not stand up straight, but stand up. Now here he is if it was just regular, you'd fall right over. So yeah, you have to position his feet. That's the only problem that I have with some of these figures, is that they're a little harder to stand up. But once you find the right thing to do, you'll be able to stand them up perfectly pretty much every time. So he's got pretty much a new sculpted body, arms. He's got these, you know, really cool arm things where some of it's flesh colored, some of it's green. There was a little bit of paint overlapping. Where'd it go? Right there, there's some darkness. And then he's got a new body sculpt, like I said. Articulation standard. He can't move it up too well because of his shoulder pads. Same with moving it backwards. He can't too much. And the legs do not go up too much. Go up like that. Green Arrow is a good figure, but he's got some problems, definitely. I think they re-released him with a different color scheme, I think. Maybe pick that one up because maybe they kind of fixed the legs. But I don't know if that's just my figure. It probably is because I've had some problems with a couple of my figures. I'll get to that later when I review the certain figures that I'm thinking about. I won't ruin the surprise yet. So, all these figures are really good. Probably my favorite of the figures is either the Flash or Green Arrow. So definitely look for these guys. Definitely look for them.